Hey everyone, Taj Harris here, bringing you a very gentle flexibility sequence that is kind of tailored a little bit toward my runners. So for those of you that don't know, I like to run and I do it quite often. So hopefully if you just started running or you've been running, you'll want to join in on this little stretch sequence. So we're going to start standing our feet hip distance apart. I just want you to swing your leg out a couple times. And then when you're ready, you're going to just kick your heel back towards your buns and grab your foot. We're going to start with a quad stretch. So as you stand here, pull your belly in, right? Try not to stand like this, right? With your abs kind of hanging out and sinking into your low back. Pull your belly in, stand up nice and tall. And if you find yourself wobbling, you can put an arm out to kind of help balance. If you're close to a wall, obviously you can hold on. Good, and then we're going to let that foot go and bring it forward and just sit our buns back. So I'm going to look down toward my foot and point the toe up toward the ceiling. Just getting a little bit of stretch right back here into the calf, a little bit of the hamstring. Again, pulling my belly in, pulling my shoulders down. Now take a deep breath in and we're going to shift our weight. So I'm going to put the foot flat on the floor and then push the weight forward so the focus is actually on the foot behind me. I'm really getting a deeper stretch into the calf and the Achilles on the leg on the back side, right? Because you got to work everything, front side, back side, left side, right side, all that good stuff. Good. Now we'll step back up. I'm going to take the same leg, cross the ankle over the thigh, flex the foot. That'll help to keep tension out of the knee, and we're going to sit our buns back as we were sitting back in a chair. And while you are in this position, really think about trying to push your chest forward and at the same time push your butt back, because I'm really trying to get in right here into the glutes, stretching it out. They get rather tight from all that running, right? So we want to open up. Take a deep breath in. And then come on up to stand. Now take that same leg and just cross it over. So now we're going to do a little IT band stretch. We're going to fold down. Both feet are flat onto the earth. And I'm not wearing any shoes, but you're welcome to do this, of course, with shoes on, especially if maybe you're doing this after a run. Totally up to you. Obviously, if you do it without shoes, you're going to work a little bit more on finding foot strength and balance. Good. And then we'll just slowly lift back up and undo the legs. So now we're going to make our way down to the floor so that we can get into some deeper stretches. So I'm coming down, I'm bringing one foot forward, the opposite knee down. Depending on your mat, you can roll the mat over or put a towel or something under your knee. And we're trying to focus on the hip flexors. So notice that my knee is behind the hip. I want you to really press forward and then pull the belly in so you're bringing the hip bone a little closer to the ribs and you're stretching out. You can have your hands on the thigh or just your forearm, or if you need to, you can come down toward the floor. But also make sure the front knee is behind the toes, and it's also in line with the middle toe, so you don't want the leg kind of falling out or falling inward. And breathe. Now we're going to go a little deeper with this stretch for the quad. So I'm going to ask you to take your hand that's on the inside down and then reach back, same hand, same foot, and you're going to grab the foot and then kick the foot into the hand. Now you can stay low or come up a little bit higher, working out the quad. So I'm not just pulling, I'm pushing into the hand. And I'm still utilizing the core. We're going to take this a little bit deeper for those of you that have some availability, or you can stay right here. So if you're ready, I'm going to take that foot down. I'm going to use the opposite hand to reach back and grab the foot. And notice you might have to reach back and get it, but then I'm pressing forward, turning the heart upward and pressing the foot into my hand. Still a deeper stretch, and also helps to open up the chest and the shoulders, which get tight from our constant repetitive arm running motions. Good, one more breath. And go ahead and let it go. Now from here, we're just going to come down and have a seat on our butt. We can pull out a little extra cushion, sit up nice and tall, and then fold forward. Just stretching it out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now, you may not be able to reach your toes. That's okay. You can grab your ankles. You can come up a little bit higher if you need to. Bend your knees some. That'll help to kind of give you a little bit more length through the hamstrings. Whatever you got to do. If you need to elevate, which means sit up on top of something, a blanket, block, an extra mat, whatever you got. Good. Take another deep breath in. Now exhale, we're going to take it down. So make sure you have some mat behind you. We're gently going to roll ourselves down onto our backside. When you come down there, you're going to cross one ankle over the thigh, and we're going to stretch out the glutes by pulling the leg toward the chest. So I'm flexing this foot. That's very important. Again, thinking about the knee and just pulling the legs in. I can use my hand to kind of press open, right? Press it open some. And just keep pushing and pulling at the same time. This feels really good right here, really deep up in there. Now keep this same leg in your hand, put your foot down. We're going to straighten up the leg, get a little bit more into the quad, except we're on one leg. Now you may not be able to reach your toes, so you could be a little bit more here, or maybe you have the hands on your calves, or like I said, on your toes. You can bend the knee and then extend again. Make a little bit more active stretch. Bend and straighten. And keep pulling it towards you. Take a deep breath in, and this time as you exhale, just bring your nose up and then lower it down. All right, so from here, we're going to take that same leg, cross it on top, so thighs are touching. I'm going to take my arm out to the side, and then gently, as you can see, I'm kind of moving my foot over. I'm going to scoot my hips to my right side and gently twist over to the left. So now I'm just stretching out the back. I want to keep both hands down on the mat. Apparently I really needed that because I just felt a little pop back there. So that was good. And you can look in the opposite direction of where your knees are going. So if you went to the left, look right. If you went to the right, look left. And just breathe. Notice I'm trying to keep the arms grounded, right? I'm not letting this happen. See how my body and my shoulder just rolled off the mat. I want to press down, breathe in, and then come back to the center. Put the foot down to help us center ourselves out. And we're just going to roll ourselves all the way up. So now we have to stand back up onto our mat, because remember we started up and we're going to work our way back down to what we were doing. So we're on the opposite leg now. So we're just going to swing it out a couple times, whatever feels good to you, and then just bend the knee till you kick the heel back towards your buns. Pull the belly in. Try your best to keep the knees side by side, so don't let this happen. See how this knee is shooting forward in front of this leg? See if you can keep them near one another, more adjacent. And really press into the mat. Get as tall as you possibly can. Perfect. And then release the foot. Come on forward. Press the hips back. Toes are pointing up toward the ceiling. I'm really pulling the belly in. I'm trying to think about sticking my tailbone way back to stretch it out. Relaxing through the shoulders. Just breathe, right? The deeper the breath, the more positive signals we send to the brain. Now take that foot, flatten it out, step the back foot backwards some, press forward into the front knee, and again, the focus is on the back side. So on the back hamstring, calf, Achilles area, back foot. Breathe in and breathe out. Very nice. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, step those feet back together. We can walk it off. Same leg, crossing the ankle over the thigh. We're sitting back, coming into our standing pigeon. If your leg is sliding, just pull it back up. Make sure you're flexing that foot. That's really important. Breathe in. So you probably realize like we did similar stretch, but doing one upward against gravity and the other one with gravity just changes up how we actually get the stretch in there. Now go ahead and stand on up, cross that foot over, stay nice and tall and fold it down. Think about pointing your hip bones down toward the earth. See if you can wiggle your toes even if you have on shoes, right? Try not to clench your toes into your shoes or onto the mat. And then shift your weight a little bit more forward and you'll probably get a bigger stretch. That's when your body starts to go, ah, ooh, yeah. Take a deep breath in. Good. Exhale out. One more inhale. Now we're going to slowly draw ourselves all the way back up to a standing position and then undo those legs and make our way down toward the mat. So come on down. So I'm bringing my opposite leg forward this time, right? Here, just stretching out through the quad, thinking about the hip flexors. So my shoulders are over my waistline. I'm going to squeeze the glute and kind of pull that hip bone up a little bit higher, just like we did on the opposite side. Really trying to open up through the hip flexor. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, one more inhale here. Now, as you exhale, we're going to come down. Hand is on the inside, same arm, same leg. I'm going to reach back, find that foot and stretch it out. I'm kicking the foot into the hand, even though the hand is pulling the foot towards my body. I can stay low or I can come up a little bit higher. Bring in the forearm onto the thigh. Again, try to pull in and up through the belly. Breathe in and out. Now this may be just fine for you, just perfect. You don't need to go any deeper, but if you want to, we're going to take that deeper option. So we're going to release, same hand and foot. Then I'm going to reach the opposite hand back to find the foot, and you notice I might have to reach back and get it, and then open up through the chest. So I'm turning the heart upright, and I'm pressing the foot into the hand. So this is also opening my shoulders, my pec muscles. Different way of stretching out the quad, getting into the hip a little bit more. Yes, lovely. And then go ahead and take it down and release it. We're just going to come on down to the ground. Straighten out those legs one more time. Pull out a little extra cushion. Sit up nice and tall, feet or flex. Fold yourself all the way down. Grabbing what you can. So since this is the second time doing the same move, you probably should be a little bit more open, a little bit more flexible. You may notice that you just went a little, maybe a small hair, right a millimeter further down. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Think about leading through the heart, not through the chin. So don't do this neutral spine. One more inhale. Good. And then exhale. Slowly lift yourself back up. Scoot on forward in case you don't have any mat behind you. We're going to lower ourselves all the way down onto our backside. Now I'm crossing the opposite ankle over and pulling the knee in toward the chest. Breathing in. I'm flexing through the foot, really important. Again, I can take that same hand on the same side of the knee and press out. Give a little extra stretch if I like. Or I can just keep holding on. You have lots of options. So do what works for you, what feels really good. Think about pulling and pushing at the same time. And if you're starting to slide like I am a little bit, just adjust. Good. One more big breath here. Such a great stretch. And then take it down, dropping the foot to the floor, straightening up that leg, flexing, and then grabbing a hold of wherever you can. So you have a lot of leg. Pull on to something. Doesn't matter where you're holding, but keep the shoulders engaged on the mat and just breathe. You can bend the knee like we did on the other side and then straighten it back up. See, look at that. Got a little deeper. Do that one more time. Bend the knee. Straighten it back up. See if we can pull a little bit more. Good. One more inhale. Nice. Now as we exhale, we're going to take that leg, cross it over so the thighs are touching. Arms come out to our sides. So we make the human letter T. I'm going to move my foot over, scoot my hips slightly, and drop them down towards my right side because I have my left leg on top. And then you can turn the head in the opposite direction if it feels good, or you can continue to look straight up. Remember, you want to press the hands into the mat, right? So push those shoulders down, stay grounded onto the earth, kind of let gravity do its job to help you twist out the spine. Take a deep breath in and a big exhale out. And now gently coming back to the center. So we square those hips back up, bring the knees to the chest, and we'll rock ourselves all the way up to a seated position. And voila. So there you have it, a really short and effective runner's stretch sequence. So you can do this anytime. You can do it before you run. Obviously, you can do it after you run. And you can wear shoes or no shoes. It's totally up to you, but be sure to give it a go. All of us runners, all of us wannabe runners, we need to stretch, right? We don't want to just put a lot of stress on the body doing all the exercise. We got to give the body back a little love and affection and thank it by stretching it out. And you'll thank me later because your runs will be even better. So I hope to see you again real soon. Be sure to check out some of my other videos. I have lots of things out there for abs, for core, for other stretching, cardiovascular, you name it. It's there for you. Subscribe to my channel. Come back many, many times. Share with all your friends and be sure to leave me some comments, and I hope to see you soon.